All right. I'm excited. Welcome to the live. I am going to be showing you a simple process that will take you from where you are right now to getting a higher paying job offer in 30 days or less. So get ready because I'm going to share this information with you. I'm going to talk to you about your resume, what your resume is not, what your resume is, and what hiring managers are actually looking for. And if you create your resume the way that I'm going to share with you today, you'll get more calls than you know how to answer. All right. I am going to be doing a Q&A at the end today, as best I can for sure. And then I'm going to talk to you about job search and how to find jobs, literally apply to hundreds of jobs, like 100 jobs, 30 minutes a day using LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com. And the issue is most people don't know how to search for jobs. You think there are not any jobs open. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do this live. I'm going to show you how there are literally thousands of jobs you qualify for that do exactly what you want done. They're all over the internet. LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com. Then I'm going to talk to you about interviewing. I'm going to tell you the 6 to 8 interview questions every hiring manager asks everyone. And I'm going to tell you why they ask those questions so you can have a good understanding. And I'm going to tell you how to answer those questions and why you should answer them that way. I'm going to tell you that. Okay. And then I'm going to talk to you about how you can get $2,000 to $10,000 from every written job offer. I had a guy call me today and said, "Hey, Daniel, I'm getting a call today at noon, and I'm going to be getting an offer. Can you walk me through what I need to be doing?" And I said, "Absolutely." So he says, "What should I say when they ask me about the offer?" Thank you. Don't respond. Don't tell them you want it. Don't do anything. Get the offer. Sit on it for 24 hours or one business day. He says, "So I shouldn't respond to Monday." That's correct. You're not going to respond until Monday. And when you respond, this is what you're going to say. And when you do that, they're going to give you $2,000, $4,000, maybe $6,000 more from the original offer. Gladly. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. So this is everything that I tell everyone on my Fast Track program. And tonight I do have my MacBook, my iPad Pro. I'm going to be doing live resume reviews. So if you want me to review your resume for free and tell you this needs to be tweaked, this needs to be changed, I will tell you exactly what to do so you can change it for the purpose of getting more job interviews. Okay, so let's talk about your resume, okay? If you are submitting your resume to jobs right now, you're like, "I'm sick and tired of where I'm working. These people suck. I want to get out of here." Or you're not working. Maybe you were laid off. I talked to a guy today who said, "Man, I was laid off in December. Please help me," right? If you don't have a job and you want to get a job, right? And you're like, "How do I navigate this whole landscape of applying for jobs and job boards? And do I go to the company's website? And how does it all work? What should I do? I'm applying to jobs and nobody's calling me back. Nobody's calling me." And you don't know why, right? If you're sick and tired of that, now I'm going to tell you how to fix it today. Now, if this is your first time, you're scrolling through, you don't know who I am, you're like, "Who is this dude talking?" Let me tell you who I am, okay? I've been in talent acquisition as a recruiting and talent acquisition leader, the VP level, for 36 years, okay? Every part of the hire process, from the time you apply to a job to the time you get a job, I design the entire process, okay? So the way it works is the hiring manager will come to me and say they need somebody to be hired. Okay, and I'll then put a job description together for them. I do that. Okay, and then I get their approval. Then I do a salary survey to make sure the pay range is correct and we have proper pay equity. I'm the one that creates that pay range, right? And then I post the job in the applicant tracking system that goes to our company's career site that then ends up on the job board. I'm the one that posts that, right? And when you apply to the job and you are someone we are not interested in working with, or we don't think your qualifications match what we're looking for, I'm the guy that sends you the rejection, me or somebody on my team. But the rejection message you get, I create it. And I create when that message goes to you, right? So if you're dispositioned or moved to this status, you get this message. If you move to this status, you get that message, right? I'm the one that decides whether or not you're going to interview with the hiring manager, me. No hiring manager will see you unless I recommend you. In other words, you got to go through the pre-screen process, me or my team, and then no, you don't get to the hiring manager unless I am the person that takes you there, right? Or someone like me for sure. And then when they interview you, the interview questions that they ask you, I'm the one that give them to the hiring manager. I'm the one that get. Now, the reason why we do that is because we want to make sure that hiring managers are comparing apples to apples. You can't be asking all of these different questions. You got to make sure you're asking everyone the same question, so you are comparing apples to apples. So I'm the one that creates those questions, and I tell them these are the answers they need to look for. And not only that, when the hiring manager wants to make you an offer, they come into my office. I'm the one that calls you to make the offer, and I'm the one that creates the offer letter. I write it. I'm the one that does it, right? Your benefits, your pay, when you're going to start. I'm the one that does the negotiation, me. I'm the one that does that, okay? And then when you sign your offer, I'm the one that has you do your background check and your drug test and finish your application and get everything squared away so you can be prepared for onboarding with HR. And when you are finished with your W-4, I-9, and HR stuff, guess what? When you do your new hire orientation, I send your welcome letter, and I'm the one that does your new hire orientation, me or someone on my team. Most people don't know that. I own the whole process. So I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening. I know why you're getting a rejection letter. I know why. I know exactly why they're telling you no. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you're sick and tired, be honest. If you're sick and tired of applying to jobs and being rejected and no one is calling you and telling you why they're rejecting you, just type, I'm tired in the chat. I'm tired. I'm sick of this, man. It's too much. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. In the next 60 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to fix that, right? Because you have to take care of your family, right? You have to make sure that you and your family are provided for. You have a career, all of those kinds of things, right? That's important to you, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. So if you're ready, I want you to get something to write with. It's very important because I'm going to tell you some stuff that you may never have heard before in your life. I'm going to share it with you so you understand exactly what's going on. I'm going to start off. Thanks for the rose cans. I'm going to start off with your resume. Okay. I'm going to tell you what your resume is not. And then I'm going to tell you what your resume is. Now, if you're someone who believes, man, the purpose of my resume is to show the hiring manager my skill, experience, education, and background, my work history, and my stability. That's the purpose of my resume. If you believe that is the reason why you have to submit a resume with your application, and that is the purpose of your resume, just be honest. Type yes in the chat. The purpose of my resume is to show hiring managers my skill, experience, education, and background, and so they can see that I am stable and I am someone who can do the job that they are needing someone to do. If you believe that's the reason why we want your resume with your application, be honest. Just type yes in the chat. Yeah, I see everybody on all of the platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok saying, yeah, that's the reason why I'm supposed to be submitting my resume, right, Daniel? No, it is not. In fact, I'm going to tell you something that may surprise you. We don't read your resume at all. Nope. If that surprises you, type, wow, we don't even read your resume. You think we go from top to bottom in your resume? We don't. If we don't see what we want to see, if a hiring manager does not see what they want to see, the moment they pick up your resume, they throw it in the trash. And I'm going to tell you how I know this. Because as a recruiter, representing you, they were doing it to me, and I didn't understand it. Okay? So I'm going to tell you, the purpose of your resume is not so a hiring manager can see your skill, experience, education, and background and how it compares to the job that they want someone to do. That's not the purpose behind your resume. Your resume has one job. One. And if you don't understand this, you are going to keep getting rejected. I don't care if you apply to 20,000 jobs. No one's going to call you. Because your resume is not showing hiring managers what they want to see. Your resume has one job. One. Right? That is to get you an interview. That's the purpose of your resume. It's the only purpose of your resume. To get you an interview. That's it. Nothing else. So, how do you get an interview with your resume? You must show hiring managers exactly what they want to see the moment they pick your resume up. And if you don't know what they want to see, I'm going to tell you. If you don't know what they want to see, you are going to submit your resume and you are going to continue to get rejection letters. I'm the one that's going to reject you. Hiring manager is going to reject you. Okay? So I'm going to tell you those three things. And I'm going to add a fourth. No, it's not keywords. No, just pay attention. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. And by the way, you as a candidate, you do the same thing to me as a recruiter. You do the same thing. If I don't show you on the job posting the four things that are important to you, so you know you're not wasting your time, you won't apply to my jobs. I learned that 30 years ago. How did I learn it? I was recruiting for Southwestern Bell Internet Services. Okay? They were building a call center in Texas. And I was the guy recruiting for it. Me. I was building it. Me. And one other person on my team who reported directly to me. And we used to post ads in the newspaper back then. How many of y'all remember the newspaper ads? Type newspaper in the chat. If you remember, that's how you used to apply to jobs. You didn't have job boards. It was newspaper. You would go to the classified section of the newspaper and there would be a job there. You would look at that job and then it would have a phone number. It would tell you a little bit about the job, small box, and then have you call. That's what, when you called me, that's what I used to do. When you called me, you guys were asking me the same question over and over and over again. I used to get sick and tired of it. I'm like, why do they keep asking me the same question? What were those four things you asked me? You would say, hey, I saw your ad in the newspaper for this job. What will I be doing? And I'm saying, did you not read the ad? Right? Yeah, I read the ad, but it says customer service. Am I going to be selling? Is it telemarketing? Is it collections? Because I don't want to do any of that stuff. Like, what will I be doing? That's the first thing you want to know. The second thing you want to know is, okay, I see it is something I want to do. Where is the job located? Because I don't want to drive 3 hours one way if this job is too far from where I live. So I used to have to tell people, okay, the job is located here. What part of town do you live in? And I would tell them, oh, that's a 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive, 30-minute drive, whatever, right? The third thing that you were asking me is, okay, I see that it's close to where I live, doing what I want to do. How much does this job pay? Because it's not listed in the job description or the job posting or the classified ad. How much does it pay? Because if it doesn't pay what it is I'm interested in, then I am not interested in the job. I used to ask people when they asked that question, well, what kind of money are you looking to make? And they would tell me, $15 an hour. I would say, yes, it pays a little more than that, or whatever it is, right? Or, nope, it doesn't pay that. I want $20 an hour. Nope, doesn't pay it. Don't even waste your time applying, right? And then the final thing is this. You used to say, and job boards have changed this. You used to say, okay, if I'm going to come up to your office, because you had to come up to my office and fill out an application with a black ink pen. If I'm going to come up to your office and spend an hour filling out an application, Am I going to get an interview today? And if I get interviewed today, what are my chances for getting the job? Okay, those are the 4 questions you would always ask me. And so I started, a light bulb went off. Once you asked me that, once I heard that 1,000 times, I said, oh, I'm not clearly communicating that to candidates, which is why we're having a tough time having candidates apply to our jobs. So I changed it, and I answered those questions right up front for you before you apply. And I started getting hundreds of people calling me. We would have a lobby full of people, 40, 50, 60, 70 people filling out paper applications. At one time, I had an application stack, true story, about 6 feet tall of nothing but paper applications. Okay? Well, guess what? If you want questions answered for you, because you don't want to waste your time when you apply to a job, hiring managers are saying the exact same thing. They are saying to you, there are 3 things I need to know before I'm going to call you, because I'm not going to waste my time. And if your resume doesn't show them those 3 things, they send you a rejection. And I'm going to tell you how I learned this. What are those 3 things? If you are ready to know what those 3 things are, if you're ready, type "I'm ready" in the chat. I'm going to tell you exactly what the 3 things are that every hiring manager wants to see. And I'm going to give you a bonus thing that if you add it to your resume, they will stop doing what they're doing and call you immediately. You will get an interview if you put this 4th thing on your resume. You'll see. You'll see in just a second. Okay, I see you guys are typing. I'm ready. Okay, so here's what happens. You see a job posting. You go online, whether it's LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com, or the company's website, wherever you find it, and you apply to the job. What happens is your resume goes through the process, comes into the applicant tracking system, and we get it on the other end. When we pick that resume up, the hiring manager has in their mind, I need someone to do this. The function. Not, I need someone with this job title. I need someone who do this. So the first thing they want to see is, what does this person do? Function of the work. Now I'm going to test you. Function. When I say function, I mean a single word that describes the work you do. Okay, I'm a recruiter. Even though I'm at the VP level, I'm a recruiter. So the single function of the work I do is I'm a recruiter who does recruiting. What is your single word function for the job? Is it payroll, IT? Type it in the chat. Payroll, IT, HR, accounting, finance, sales, right? What do you do? Type this in the chat, because I'm asking you to do this for a reason, because this is exactly what a hiring manager wants to see the moment they pick up your resume. If they don't see this, best case scenario is they push you to the side, and if they find someone else, you'll get a rejection. If they don't see it, worst case scenario is they throw your resume in the trash. I'm telling you the truth. What is your single word function? I see payroll, data entry, business development, HR, medical office, coordinator, manager. A manager of what? Right? Customer service. Right? I see it in the chat. You guys are typing it in the chat. Fundraiser, recruit. Type it in the chat. The single word, it has to be one word. Leasing agent, education administration, right? Business development, payroll, onboarding. This is the first thing every hiring manager wants to see. So if your resume doesn't say I'm an expert onboarder, expert educational admin, expert developer, expert fundraiser, expert recruiter, senior this, senior that, senior nurse, right? If they don't see that, you've just disqualified yourself. Because now you're making them try to figure out what you do, and they're not going to do it. I'm telling you. I'm about to tell you how I learned this. Okay? 28 years ago, I learned this. The second thing they want to know is, how long has this person been doing it? Now, let me tell you why this is important. The less experience a person has, the more time it will take a hiring manager to train them. So if you have 0 to 4 years experience, we know that we have to spend an extra 20 hours a week training you. And if the hiring manager doesn't have that bandwidth, they're not going to hire you. Okay? If you have 5 to 9 years experience, we know that you're mid-level. Now, you don't need as much training, but you do need supervision. We don't trust you enough to give you the entire shooting match. Okay? The third thing, the third category is, are you an expert or senior level? If you have 10 or more years experience, especially 10, 15 more years experience, we know you're an expert. You need 0 supervision. You could take the entire job, right? And you can start working. If you have 10 to 15 years experience, we know that you're a senior level expert. So that's why you have to list the number of years experience you have on your job, not make a hiring manager count the number of years you have by going through your work history, because they're not going to do it. So right now in the chat, type how many years you've been doing the thing you said you do as a single word function. Type it in the chat right now. 10 years, 2 years, 15 years, 18 years. What is that number? And then I'm about to tell you, right after you guys have typed it in, I'm going to tell you the third thing that every hiring manager wants to see, but almost every single one of you don't have it on your resume, which is why they reject you. All of them. Most of you are missing what I'm about to share on your resume. It's not even there. Now, when I call you as a talent acquisition person for pre-screening, I ask you what I'm about to tell you because I know I can't submit your information to a hiring manager without this on your resume. I ask you this, but you don't even put it on your resume. It's one of the most important things on the resume, and nobody tells you to put it on there. It's missing, and they don't call you because they don't see it. Nobody's going to call you to try to figure it out. Hiring managers think it is your responsibility to show them this. Okay? So, they know what you do. They know how long you've done it. But this is the one thing they don't know that they really want to know. And when they know this, they will stop and call you. Hey, I want to schedule an interview. What is that? How good are you at doing it? Let me tell you what I mean. Quantifiable evidence, proof, metrics, data, revenue generated, cost savings, percentage of this, percentage of that, how many of these you made, how many of these you got rid of. That's what they're looking for. Now, let me explain to you. When a hiring manager looks at your resume, that's actually what they're looking for. That's why I'm telling you, we don't read your resume. We only skim and scan it for numbers and data, and then we look at the words associated with the data that you have put on the resume. So if there's no data on your resume, somebody asked me once, how can a hiring manager tell if I'm a hard worker? Data. If you take 100 phone calls every single day, or you generate $50 million in sales, or in my case, I hire 4,000 to 6,000 people a year for small to medium-sized companies. You can't do that in your sleep. You got to work to do that. That's how hiring managers know that you're somebody that can work to the level they're interested in. If you're a payroll clerk and you don't list on your resume how many people you process payroll for every 2 weeks, how on God's green earth are they going to know? See, you think they're going to call you to find out, but they're not. They're not going to call you. They're not. So let me tell you how I found this out. And then I'm going to tell you one more thing, that if you add this to your resume, you will stand out. You will stand out amongst every single person who applies to the job that doesn't have the same thing. And 99.9% of people don't have it. I bet you don't have it on your resume right now. You don't. What I'm about to share with you. Okay, so let me tell you how I found out this information. Years ago, I was a senior recruiter at a 1,000 seat customer service call center. And we used to get training classes. They would say, okay, we need to have 25 people start in the training class in 3 weeks. Okay, whatever that is. So I was the only recruiter in this HR department. That excited me to get you hired, get you interviews. So I would do everything that I told you, job description, pay, post a position, everything, right? And then I would pre-screen you and talk to you. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you are perfect for this job. I would talk to you about the pay, the position, the location. I would tell you everything. You will be perfect. And then, listen, please listen to me. I would take that resume that you submitted to me originally, and I would forward it to the hiring manager with my notes, my recruiter notes. I talked to the person about this, that, and the other thing. And I would get emails back from the hiring manager says, nope, I don't want to talk to that person. Send me more people. What? What? What are you talking about? I just talked to this person. They're perfect for you. No, Dan, I hear what you're saying. Send me more people. Why were they rejecting you? It was a total surprise to me. Like, I just had a 20-minute conversation with you. I talked with you about the job. I talked to you about your job. I told you about the pay. You told me about what you wanted to make. I knew exactly where you lived. And the hiring manager would tell me, nope, get me more people. I'm going to tell you why they used to tell me. So I was frustrated. I would interview 10 people and only 2 people would get an interview. So I was about to quit this job. I walked into my HR director's office and I said to her, I need to talk to you. I don't think these hiring managers like me. I'm in HR. I don't know what problem they have with HR, but I don't think they like me. And then I said to her, I have this resume. And these are the 5 or 6 resumes that I just sent to the hiring manager. With my notes, these people are perfect fits. And the hiring manager told me no. And I don't understand why. Now, I thought she was going to defend me, right? She was a short lady, like 5 feet tall, sister, short hair, right? She said, I thought she was getting ready to go and say, come on, let's go talk to the hiring managers and see what the deal is. She didn't do that. This is what she said to me. Okay, I understand. Go ask them what they want. And I said, what? Like, I wanted to say to her, have you lost your little mind? What are you talking about? I asked them what they want already. They told me. That's why I have these notes. She says, go ask them again. I said, why? Right? I'm serious. I was about to quit. I was about to leave this job. She says, go ask them again. So I said, okay, I'm going to go ask. Right? So I walked in, got the hiring managers together. Guys, please listen to me. I got the hiring managers together in a conference room in this call center. And I said to them, hey, I just don't understand why you're rejecting these people. Like, 2 of the directors were in there too for the call center managers. I thought I was about to trap these hiring managers, right? Find out they didn't really like me. So I said to them, I'm sending you these candidate resumes and you're telling me you don't want to interview them. And I don't understand why, because you told me you want these things and these candidates have these things. And this is what they said. Listen, they said this. Well, Dan, I am sure they are good people, but I don't see what you're saying. I don't see it. I said, well, I showed it to you. I hear what you're saying. I got your notes, but when I look at their resume, I don't see it. They said that over and over again. And finally, it clicked. I said, wait a minute. So what do you want to see? Right? I was sincere. Like, what do you want to see? Like, I thought I showed you what you wanted to see. What do you actually want to see? They told me. And when they did that, a light bulb went off. Yes, bless it. A light bulb went off. Oh, they want to see this first. They don't want to see it in my notes. They don't want to take my word for it. They want to see it on this person's resume right up front. Oh my goodness. So I looked at the resumes again, and sure enough, I said, okay, that is not clear. So this is what I did. Real talk. I ran back to my office, closed my door. I had about 4 people that I was ready to submit to the hiring manager. But what I did is I started changing their resume. The thing that the hiring manager told me they wanted to see right up front, I started adding it right to the top. Now, before I submitted the resume, I called the person back and said, hey, I'm about to submit your resume to the hiring manager. I changed it. I sent an email to you. Can you look at it and see if it's okay? And they told me yes. And I submitted it to the hiring manager, and guess what happened? They said, yes, thank you so much. This is exactly what we've been wanting to see. I was like, what? I'm like, what the world? Same people. What changed? The information that I put up front. And I started doing that for every single candidate. In fact, I still do it today. And I don't tell hiring managers I do that. Everybody wonders, how is it you get so many people through the hiring process, right? Like, how you get so many people hired so fast? It's because I changed people's resume. I showed them the hiring manager exactly what they want to see on the person's resume. And I went from 2 out of every 10 people getting an interview to 8 out of 10 people getting an interview. I filled that call center up so fast. It used to take me 2 weeks to hire 40 people. I was the only guy doing the interviews. 2 weeks to hire 40 people. We would make 35 offers to get 25 people to start. It happened over and over and over and over again. And that call center for 20-something years had never been full. I filled that call center up. Okay? I became the national recruiting manager for one of the largest customer service call center companies in the country. They had been around 36 years, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 seats. They had many call centers around the country. I managed the recruiting in all of them. They had never been fully staffed. It took me 9 months. I was employed there 5 years. Took me 9 months to fill all of the call centers up. I got a call one time when I was in Atlanta from my VP. Hey, Daniel, we are sitting in a meeting right now with United Healthcare, and we need to know if we can hire 1,000 licensed insurance agents in Orlando, Florida for a call center. Can you tell me? I was in Atlanta. I went back to my hotel room and I pulled out my laptop and did a quick search, and I called my VP back and says, yes, we can do it. I think it was 25,000 people there that are licensed insurance agents. So yeah, we can do it, call it. So we got a $60 million contract with United Healthcare. Okay, what's my point? Here's my point. My point is, the only reason why hiring managers started responding to me that way is because I started showing them exactly what they wanted to see as a recruiter. In fact, I would take that resume that you actually did the application with, and I would delete it from the system and upload the new one. Because I didn't want them to sneak over there and say, oh, you changed their resume. This ain't real. Okay? So 3 things every hiring manager wants to see the moment they pick up your resume. And this is what I learned 28 years ago. They're asking themselves, Daniel just sent me this person's resume. Or in your case, you just applied to this job. What does this person do? How long have they done it? And how good are they at doing it? Quantifiable evidence, proof of the work you've done shows them how good you are doing it. If your resume doesn't have that, no one's going to call you. They're not. You are not going to get phone calls. So if you are applying to a lot of jobs and you are sick and tired of not getting calls, and this is something that makes sense to you, type, yeah, Dan, you're talking to me. Me. Yeah, you're talking to me. I just want to make sure I'm tracking, that I'm talking to the proper people, right? Yeah, that's me. I've been applying to jobs, and I know I can do the job. I am qualified to do the job, and they're not calling me. You're talking about me. Okay, good. All right. So, I'm going to tell you how you can stand out from every other person who applies to the job. I don't care who they are. Because if you apply to the job and you're listening to this live, you're the only person who will apply to this job, the only person who will have this on your resume. See, most people think, and you might think it too, that the purpose of your resume is to show the hiring managers your work history. Is that what you think? Just be honest and tell me. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm supposed to show them my work history so they can see that I'm stable. That is what makes them decide to hire me. Guess what? It's not. I want you to think about your resume in a different way. This is going to change everything for you. Your resume is not a historical document. It is not meant to be your professional biography. But your resume right now, as it stands, is a historical document. It's a professional biography. And hiring managers are not going to read your biography. Let me give you an example. The way I tell people on my Fast Track program that we are going to do their resume is we treat them like Nike treats us. Okay, what do I mean? When Nike tells you they have a new shoe coming out, they don't say, we have a shoe, it's a size 10, it's made of rubber and canvas and has laces. Buy it. That's not what Nike says. We have a shoe. It's our 2026 model. It's a size 10. It has rubber, leather, and laces. Buy it. If Nike created an ad like that, be honest. Be honest. Would you buy the shoe? Yes or no? We have a shoe. 2026 shoe. It's made of rubber, canvas, laces. Buy it. Would you buy it? I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy it. And guess what? Nike doesn't describe the shoe like that. You describe your work history like that. That's how you describe yourself on your resume. Reading many people's resume is like reading the ingredients on the back of a loaf of bread. You're talking about the features of your expertise. Nobody cares about that. That's not what they want to know. So what Nike does is something different. Nike says this. We have a 2026 shoe. It will help you run faster, jump higher, look better, and win. That's what Nike said. We got a shoe. This shoe is going to make you run faster, look better, jump higher, and win in life. Buy it. What Nike talks about is the benefits of buying the shoe, not the features. See, you stuck on the features. I've done this. I've done that. I've worked here. I've worked there. That's what you do. So when we look at your resume, and I'm about to do live resume reviews. When we look at your resume, all we see is features. There's no benefit. So you have to add like Nike, If you want to win, run faster, jump higher, look better, buy it. Nike says this, I help you to run faster. I help you to jump higher. I help you to look better. And I help you to win in life. Buy this shoe. Get it? You don't say, I help you do anything on your resume. You're talking about all the things you've done. That's all you talk about, right? That's most people's resume. I'm not saying yours, but most people's resume, that's what it looks like. So guess what? That's why you get rejected. Because hiring managers can't see how you are the solution to their problem. So what I tell people to do, and this is what we do on the Fast Track program, is we create a I help you statement right underneath the captivating headline, right? So I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about when I say it's a I help you statement, because most people don't have this on their resume. You're missing it. So hiring managers are not going to call you because they don't know, they have no idea about how you can help them at all. If this is making sense to you, if you're tracking, if this makes sense to you, type in the chat, man, this makes so much sense. I've never heard this before. This is awesome. This makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Just type make sense in the chat. This makes sense. Yeah, I'm starting to understand now why I'm continuing to get rejected. You don't tell hiring managers how you're going to help them, right? So, since you don't tell hiring managers how you're going to help them, and the information on your resume doesn't really show them how you can help them because there's no quantifiable evidence, they throw your resume in the trash. So what's the I help you statement sound like? So let's say you are in cybersecurity. And by the way, when I go talk to colleges and universities, grads, this is what I tell them to put on their resume to outperform anybody, even if they've been in the job. Okay? If you're cybersecurity, you put the statement right at the top. It's the third thing a hiring manager will see. I help you protect your organization from cyber threats, data breaches, and financial loss by strengthening your security posture. That's what I help you do. You hire me, I'm going to help you do that. If you are in human resources, I help you to build high-performing teams, improve employee engagement, and reduce turnover through strategic HR initiatives. If you hire me, that's what I'm going to help you do. As a recruiter, I say I help you attract, evaluate, and hire top talent faster while reducing time to fill and improving quality of hire. If you hire me, I am going to help you do that. If you're an educator, I help you improve student performance, engagement, and outcomes through structured results, driven teacher strategies. That's who I am as a teacher. You want your students to be better? I'm going to help you do that. If you're a nurse, right? You say, I help you to improve patient outcomes, safety, and satisfaction through high quality, passionate and efficient care. You don't have that on your resume, so nobody knows how you're going to help them. Be like Nike. Come on. If I'm preaching over here, type amen in the chat. I just need to make sure I'm tracking. You got to tell hiring managers how you're going to help them if you want them to hire you. So on my Fast Track program, we talk about this. The reason why people on my Fast Track program get so many interviews so fast, because hiring managers don't have to guess. They see right off the bat, oh my goodness, company I work for needs to hire 2,800 people a year. Been in existence for 8 years, never been fully staffed. Took me 4 months to fix it. Why? Because I help you attract, evaluate, and hire top talent faster while reducing time to fill and improving the quality of the hire you get. If that's what you want, Nike, you want to run faster. You want to jump higher. You want to look better. You want to win in life? Buy me. That's the deal. So I'm going to do a couple of resume reviews right now, okay? If you want me to review your resume, my email on Facebook is pinned, Daniel@dscds.com. On Instagram, Daniel@dscds.com. On TikTok, it is Daniel right here above me, Daniel@dscds.com. Yes, I'm on LinkedIn, Daniel Smiley. Right here, Daniel@dscds.com. And if it's on Instagram and Facebook, it's pinned in the chat. I'm going to do free resume reviews. I'm going to tell you exactly what I see when I look at your resume. Now, I always tell people this when I do a live. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I was raised right. I'm a gentleman. So I'm not going to be disrespectful to you, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you the truth based on what I see. Okay, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things you need to add to your resume or fix it. After the live, if I haven't gotten to your resume, I will review your resume for free today. And I'm going to tell you what you need to fix or tweak. Now, listen, you may say to yourself, well, I don't want to do it. Can you do it for me? Yes, there is an option in there for me to do it. But I have no expectation that anyone will use me as an option. I'm just going to give you the information. You do with it whatever the heck you want. Okay, so watch this. All right, so I see Darius, A02, ABA02, I see that. Patricia, Shiloh, I see you guys have sent your resume. Nisha, Grace, Kara, Mazine, Erica, Marabella, Virginia. I see you guys have sent your resume. I can take another 90 people. If you want to send me a copy of your resume, you want me to review your resume for free. Free is free. Doesn't cost anything. I'll do it. Okay, so let me do one. Real quick. Let me see here. Okay, Nisha, you said you sent me your resume, but there's nothing attached. Send me your resume. Kara S. Kara S. Kara S. Okay. Again, I'm just going to tell you the honest to God's truth. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to move your contact information out of the way because I want to make sure that we can't see that. Sometimes it's a little hard. It's a little difficult. Okay, it's already moved. Okay, good. All right. So now look, please. This is your resume, Kara. Okay, everybody, can you see it? Look. This is your resume. Now, when I peek at your resume, when I look down at your resume, I have no idea what you do. I don't. Right? So, since I can't clearly tell what you do, I now am forced to have to look through your resume to find that out. Full stop. Nobody's going to redo that. Nobody. They're not going to read your resume. If they look at your resume and they can't immediately tell what you do, they're going to toss it. So I would not advise applying to jobs with this resume. Now, right up top, now because I've viewed more than 750,000 resumes in my career, I can really skim and scan faster than a hiring manager, and I can see a couple things. But this is what I want you to listen to this, Kara. Program manager, digital customer service success, retention, automation, and revenue strategy. Okay, what does that mean? Like, are you a program manager? Are you a customer service person? Are you a retention person? Are you a revenue strategist? Like, what are you? Hiring managers are already confused. Remember, they're looking for something specific. It's like them going to a store and looking for a hiking shoe. You have to tell them that you're a hiking shoe. You can't just tell them that you're a shoe that can be used for hiking. No, is it a hiking shoe, right? So I don't know what you do. It's hard for me to understand that. And then you say, I'm a results-driven program manager with 8 years of experience leading complex cross-functional initiatives in FinTech and SaaS, expert in agile methodologies, and bridging the gap between engineering and business leadership to deliver scalable AI-enabled solutions and revenue-impacting automation, and have a proven track record of navigating ambiguity to drive operational excellence and high-impact product growth and global sales. I don't have no idea what you just said in that statement. It's like reading some of the ingredients on the back of a loaf of bread package. Sodium monoglutamate, right? Nobody knows what that is. So when a hiring manager looks at your resume and this is what they see, they toss it. The other thing is you are front loading your resume with your education, and you shouldn't. That should be at the bottom of your resume. Your education proves, once a hiring manager sees what you do, how good you are doing it, how long you've done it, it proves that your expertise is valid. So I would never allow you to apply to a job with this resume. I just wouldn't do it. Because I know what's going to happen. The hiring managers are going to do to you what they did to me 20 years ago. No, Dan, no thank you. Send me more people. And that's what happens. Okay? So, that's just the truth. Okay. Grace in. Grace in. Grace in. Okay. So I'm going to move your contact information. Your contact information is to the side. So I got to move a lot of your information up. But this is Grace's resume. Grace, this is your resume. Check it out. Okay. So here's what you need to know. You see those columns, the way those columns are? They don't go into applicant tracking systems well. Okay? So you need to, this information under your professional skills, you need to move it from over there. You're forcing hiring managers to look at your resume and figure it out and all of this. What's this GN initial? And you got these boxes. It just doesn't go into a resume well. And you have this one in Word. If it was in PDF, it would upload the way it is, but it's in Word. So check this out. So I can, through skimming your resume, I can tell that you are a nurse, okay? But it's not clear. Again, you're forcing so let's say a hiring manager wants a nurse, okay? You're forcing the hiring manager to look through your skill and other information to see that, okay? So you say in your personal profile, this is what you put. I'm a compassionate and results-driven family nurse practitioner with a Master of Science in Nursing, over 8 years of diverse clinical experience. I'm skilled in providing high-quality care across the lifespan, including home health, medical, surgery, rehabilitation, pediatric, geriatric settings, recognized for strong clinical judgment, adaptability, and a commitment to improve patient outcomes. Culturally competent, with exceptional communication skills, able to build trust with it's a lot. Right? You're saying, you're not telling a hiring manager what you've done as an MP, MP, or general med, whatever. You're not telling them how you can help them. I am a nurse practitioner with this many years experience, seeing this many patients on a daily basis. And I can help you improve these areas of patient care. That's what they want to see. I just was forced to read all of this information. And now you're going to help me read your strength, capabilities, your professional skills. Nobody's going to read that. They're just not going to do it. They're not. They're not going to do it. Okay? So your resume guys, your resume is not a technical manual. It's a marketing document. Okay? And you have to understand the components of marketing. What are people looking for when they look for marketing? Right? Your resume has to clearly show that. Yours does not. And so while you are probably very professional and qualified, if you're working for, I used to be a recruiter for a multi-market pediatrics urgent care clinic company. And, having an MP who does peds, but we saw 30 patients a day. Like, I don't know if you have that ability. I have no idea, because those numbers, that information is not here. Okay? Your resume has to get the attention of hiring managers in the first 2 lines, show them how you can solve their problem, and how you are the solution to their problem. That needs to be right up front. If they don't show that, if it doesn't show that, people are going to pass on you. Okay, I'm going to do another one. All right, I'm going to try to find a really good one. Eric J. Okay, so listen, Eric, I want you to listen to me. I've seen a bunch of resumes like this, but I want to tell you something real quick. Okay. Okay, so let me show you Eric's resume, and then I'm going to share with you kind of what my thoughts are. Okay, this is Eric's resume. Right up top, I see this headline up front. Like, listen, so Eric, so just please. So it says Eric, CSPO, CSM, PMP, right? You're given those certifications. It says you're a Scrum Master, Product Owner, Agile Product Leader. Okay, but what kind of results have you gotten? Okay, so now let's just say a hiring manager decides, okay, I'm looking for a Scrum Master. Let me see what this guy can do. Certified Scrum Master, Certified Scrum Product Owner with 5 years of related experience specializing in agile delivery across functional coordination and stakeholder engagement across media, education, and project-driven ecosystems. Strong background in leading teams, managing schedules, tracking KPIs, mitigating risks, and driving projects and planning. Like, you got a lot of stuff here, man. You got a lot of stuff here. You have a whole paragraph trying to explain to people the everything you are. And none of it shows a hiring manager what you can do for them. So while you appear to be super qualified, and you have, by the way, in your work history, there are numbers there. That needs to be right up front so people can see that information. But when they don't see it, and you force us to have to read this, spend 20, 30, 40 seconds reading this, okay? They're just not going to do it. Like, I would have to change your resume to make sure that when I submitted it to a hiring manager, the things that are important to them, they see the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. Okay, I'll send you a full review shortly. If you want me to review your resume, I pinned in the chat on Instagram and Facebook, Daniel at dscds.com, Daniel at dscds.com, Daniel at dscds.com. And on TikTok, it's Daniel at dscds.com. Right above my head, you can see that. Okay, so let me go to another one. Let me see here. Virginia P. If you want me to review your resume, just email it to me. Virginia P. Okay, I'm going to remove your contact information. All right. So, Virginia, this is your resume. I'm just going to tell you straight up, do not apply to jobs with this resume. Again, the things that are missing that I would tell you to add is a captivating headline showing what you do, how long you've done, and how good you are doing, and then a value statement. I help you to do whatever. Like, I see you worked as R&D software technician, automation operator. But prior to that, you were at-home customer service technical support person. You did mobile security and sales. I don't know. What do you do? Like, what do you actually do? You know? And so this is, when a resume comes across like this, hiring managers they automatically just toss it. So I don't advise you apply to jobs with this resume. You got to fix it. Add a captivating headline, what you do, how long you've done it, how good you are doing it, and then a value statement. I help you to do X, Y, Z. If you hire me, this is what you get. I'm going to help you do this. And then, we say a summary of career accomplishments, areas of expertise, then your work history and education. Okay, but it's not here. I'm about to start talking to you guys about how you can apply to 100 jobs a day, 90 to 100 jobs a day in just 30 minutes using LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com the right way. I'm going to show you how to do that, but okay. All right. I'm going to come back and do some resume reviews here in just a second. Let's talk about job search. Okay. So, I talk about this all the time. I have a guy that just finished the fast track program. His name is Ron. If you've ever been on any of my lives, you will hear me talk about Ron. Ron had a pretty desperate situation, and many of you might have the same situation in your life. In fact, one of the times I read this response from Ron, I cried on live. I mean, it just touched my heart, because this is really why I share this information with you guys. So Ron is a senior sales account manager. That's Ron's job title. He's 30 years experience. So he came to me, he was desperate in February. He says, Daniel, I think I'm being aged out. There aren't any jobs that are available. I don't know what to do. So he got laid off 8 months prior. Severance was running out and his unemployment was ending. He's married. Got to take care of his family, right? What am I going to do? I can't find a job. There are no jobs open. This might be you. You might be feeling the exact same way. Type, I get it, in the chat if you can identify with this. 8 months, this guy was looking for a job. So he said, can your fast track program help me? I said, absolutely it can. Right? And so I said, okay. He jumped on the fast track program. He says, okay, I'm going to get started. Right? He started March 5th. That's when the March fast track started. So I said, okay, step one, I'm going to fix your resume, because we need to make sure that once you start applying to jobs, it attracts the attention of hiring managers and recruiters and gets you interviews. So I'm going to fix that. So I did that. I said, step two, you and I are going to jump on a Zoom call, and I'm going to help you fix your LinkedIn profile. We're going to create your LinkedIn profile to be an attraction magnet for hiring managers and recruiters. We're looking, as a recruiter, we're looking for certain things. Hiring managers are looking for certain things. Okay. So we did that. Then I said this, and I'm going to do this for you. I said, okay, now, Ron, we need to talk about job search. Now that we know you have a resume that attracts the attention of hiring managers and recruiters, now that your LinkedIn profile is set to be an attraction magnet, you need to start marketing yourself to the apply process to let people know that you are ready to start working and helping them, right? So remember, what he does, how long he's done it, how good he's doing it, value statement, all that stuff's on Ron's resume. Nobody has any questions about what Ron does. Metrics is on there, everything is there. Okay, so I said, Ron, so I want you to show me how you are searching for jobs. Okay, and so that's what Ron did. So Ron typed in, we were on a Zoom call, he typed in the LinkedIn to search bar. Click jobs, type in the search bar. He typed in senior sales account manager. Okay, that's what he put in the title. Now, if you do the same thing, be honest. When you go to search for a job, you put in your previous job title, be honest. Tell me in the chat, I do that. Yes, that's what I do. I put in, when I go to LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Indeed.com, I type in my job title. If that's you, type yep. That's what I do. That's how I search for jobs, Daniel. That's exactly what I do. Okay? Type yes in the chat. I can see you guys are saying, yeah, that's what I do. If that's what you do, then type, yep, that's what you do. Okay. So I said, Ron, don't touch anything else, right? So now that you type this this job title in, just click search. Okay, that's what he did. So senior sales account manager in the title, and then he clicked search. 5,400 jobs came back. And then I said this. So listen to me, guys, because this is important. I said to him, well, I know that looks like it's a lot of jobs, Ron, but actually half of those jobs are closed or already filled. He says, what are you talking about? I say, yeah. Half of those jobs that you're looking at, that 5,400 jobs, they're already filled. They're closed. He says, how do you know that? And I said, I manage the job boards. Okay? I do. And I said, when you apply to a job, if it has been posted more than 30 days, most of those jobs are going to be filled. And when we close it in our applicant tracking system, which removes it from our career site, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com, they do not remove it from their website, their job board, until 30 to 60 days after I close it. If that's a surprise to you, type OMG. So you are clicking apply to jobs that you think are open and they're closed. You think you're applying to jobs that you're perfectly matched for and they're not even open. You're saying to yourself, surely this is an open job. No, it's not. And your resume, when it got to the applicant tracking system, a message spit right back out to you saying, we've decided to hire somebody else, and no one even talked to you. And you think somebody looked at your resume, but they didn't. In fact, your resume is not even in the applicant tracking system because the requisition that it will be tied to is not available. So I said, Ron, you can't search for jobs that way. So that's what we did. We sorted about jobs that are 30 days or newer, and it went down to like 2,500 jobs. And I said, okay, this is all of the jobs, entry level and everything, right? Now we need to sort it by your career level, your senior manager, director level. We did that, reduced the numbers. And then I said, are you open to working remote, hybrid, or on-site? Yes, so we did that, right? When we finished with the filtering, Ron had 18 jobs he could apply to. 18. And so I could see, I said, Ron, is this how you're searching? He said, yeah. I said, man, I can see why you're discouraged. You're never going to find a job doing it this way. He said, that's why I reached out to you, because I need help. So I said, okay, I'm going to show you how you are supposed to search for jobs. I do this for everybody on the Fast Track program. So I'm going to show you how you are supposed to do it. Because the way you're doing it right now, it doesn't work. Okay? So I said, let's go back to the beginning. And I'm going to do the same thing for you in just a second. Tell me. I said, Ron, we have to start off with a single word function of the job you do. Remember, Ron is a senior sales account manager. In the chat, what do you think is the single word function that Ron should have typed in the chat? Typed in the search bar. Type it in the chat. What is the single word he should have used? Just one word, right? For jobs he was looking for. I see you guys typing in. I see you guys typing in sales, sales, sales. Yeah, sales, account manager. No, you don't put manager. You don't put account. You put sales, because that's the function of the job. Sales. So I said, Ron, hang on. Now that you put sales in, click search. Okay? When Ron clicks search, you can do this yourself. I'm looking at LinkedIn right now. 454,242 jobs showed up. 454,242 242 jobs. He was like, wow. I said, Ron, you can't search for jobs using your whole job title. LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com, they don't understand it. He says, I get it. It doesn't understand it. Okay? I said, you have to start with just one word. That's it. I said, now we can filter through the way we did before. So we sorted by jobs that have been posted in the last 30 days with just sales in the job title or the job description. That took it down to 324,000. Then we started searching for jobs based on his experience level. That took it down further. We searched by everything else, and we got it down to about 100,000, 75,000 jobs. And then I said to him, now I'm going to show you the magic button you should be clicking. And then we're going to start applying to some jobs. I said, then you have to scroll over and toggle on Easy Apply. He says, aren't those jobs fake? No, they're not. They're the most real jobs on LinkedIn, and I'm going to tell you why. So he toggled on to Easy Apply. We ended up with about 43,000 jobs. I said, now we have just created a perfect search for you. You don't have to read job descriptions. You know all of these jobs match what you're looking for. So all you have to do is apply to jobs. He says, "Why? Listen to me. Why shouldn't I do the long application or go to the company's website? Why should I do Easy Apply?" I want you all to listen to me. Now listen to me. I'm about to tell you a secret no one else will tell you, but you can't get mad at me. Don't get pissed off at me, please. I'm going to tell you the truth. This is what I told Ron, and this is what I'm telling you. I said, Ron, if you're probably like a lot of people, you don't trust these job boards, so you go over to the company's website and you do the long application on the company's website. If that's what you do, type in the chat. Yep, that's what I do. Yep, that's what I do. I always go to the company's website. Yep, type it in the chat. Yep, be honest. Yes, I don't trust these websites. I just don't. If I see it over on LinkedIn, I'm going to the company's website and I'm going to fill out that long application. By the way, the long application takes about 35 minutes to complete. But I want you to listen to something, please. Put your plate down. Sit your forks to the side. Take that margarita, sit it down. Stop washing dishes. Turn down the TV. Let me explain to you what's going on because you don't know. Okay? Remember, I manage the applicant tracking system that your resume and application comes through. Listen to this. When you go to the company's website and you fill out that long application, it makes you fill out all of this data, and at the end it says upload your resume, submit. You just spent 35 minutes filling out the application, and your resume comes across to me and I see it and say, nope, not interested. I throw it in the trash. The only thing we want from you is your resume. So you fill out this long application so I can get your resume just to tell you you're not qualified. Well, guess what happens when you do a Easy Apply? When you see a job that's posted Easy Apply, that same job is attached to the same application that the job on the career site is attached to. It's the same thing. The pathway back into the applicant tracking system is the same. The only difference is it shows us the apply source. That's it. So I told Ron, an Easy Apply application takes 21 seconds or less. So would you much rather spend 21 seconds to send this resume to me? Or would you rather spend 35 minutes? He said 21 seconds. I said, yes. That's why I tell people never do the long application. Ever. Because the only thing we really want is your resume anyway. That's all we want. It takes 21 seconds or less to do an Easy Apply app. And the application comes back into that same requisition in front of me. The only difference is a person who applied by the website takes 35 minutes, and a person who applied via Easy Apply takes anywhere from 10 to 21 seconds. Same resume. Now, why am I telling you that? If we decide to select you after you've done an Easy Apply application and you get an offer, I send you the link to complete the rest of the application anyway. But now it's worth your time because you've been made an offer. Get it? You understand now why I tell people never do the long application. If you get it, type, I get it in the chat. That's why you don't do long applications, because we're looking for the same thing. So I always tell companies when I start with them, if your candidate application flow is low, it's probably because you haven't told the candidate what they're looking for in the beginning, and you're making these people spend 30, 40 minutes to fill out an application, and they don't even know if you're going to call them. Why would you make somebody invest 30 minutes of their time filling out an application when your lazy hiring manager won't even call them? Why? So that's one of the first things I change. All right. So that's why I tell people, please don't do long applications. Okay. So that's what Ron started doing. So I told Ron, what I want you to do right now is I want you to fill out 15 Easy Apply applications on LinkedIn. It took him 5 minutes. And then I gave him the plan, the same plan I'm about to give you. I said, well, here's what you're going to do, Ron, every day. 30 minutes a day, not 3 hours like most of you are doing, filling out your applications, and you only fill out 5 a week. 30 minutes. I said, you're going to send your resume out through the apply process. Now that we know what the search looks like, you're going to submit your resume to 30 companies on LinkedIn, 30 on Indeed, and 30 on ZipRecruiter. 90 a day. 90. 7 days a week. 630 applications is what you're going to put in. 630. Dan, that's a lot. Yep. But I'm talking about 30 minutes of your time, and I'm going to tell you why you have to put in that many applications. He said, why? Now, I'm going to tell you something, please. I'm going to give you some more information. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay? I said, Ron, let me explain to you what happens when you apply to a job. Okay? Just so you know. I'm on the other end. I get the notifications and the emails coming to me in the applicant tracking system. This is what happens. Let's say, Ron, you're the first person at 8 o'clock in the morning and you apply to a job. And let's say 200 people after you, they apply to a job before the recruiters start looking at resumes, and your resume is at the bottom, right? I said to him, when recruiters, I do the same thing. When we start looking for qualified candidates, we don't start from the bottom. We start from the last person who applied. So your resume may never get seen. And you're only applying to 5, 6, 7 jobs a week. Can't do that, man. You might be the most qualified person in the pile, but no one ever calls you because you haven't figured out what I just told you. So I said, the only way to mitigate that, the only way to eliminate that, is you have to submit your resume to as many jobs as possible. That's what you have to do. I said you have to put yourself in front of 90 companies a day. I said, so this is what you're going to do. This is the plan. First thing in the morning, you're going to get up. Okay? You're going to go to your computer, your tablet, your phone. You're going to apply to 30 jobs on LinkedIn, 30 jobs on ZipRecruiter, and 30 jobs on Indeed.com. And then you're going to have your coffee. Or your pre-workout. Or whatever you have. and you're going to leave. You're going to walk away. You're going to go knit stockings for your kitten. You're going to make a link chain for your dog's neck. You're going to make a scarecrow outside to keep the birds away. You're going to go for a walk, go work out, go build a clay pot house, go cut your grass, go do something, but you are going to walk away, okay? And you are not going to come back to your computer, tablet, or phone until 3 o'clock, okay? So after you have perfectly knitted that skull cap for your gerbil and you're done, you're going to come back to your computer. And what you're going to see is there may be 1 or 2 people who have said to you, not interested, but there are going to be a couple of people who say, I want more information and I would like to interview you. And I said, when you apply to listen, when you apply to 100 jobs a day, you're going to get 2 to 8 responses. Half of them are going to be positive. Half of them are going to be no thank you. 2 of that 4 that are positive, you're not going to be interested in. The other 2, you're going to say, here's more information. Yeah, let's schedule an interview. That happens every single day you apply to 90 to 100 jobs. So what Ron did was he applied to jobs the first week. It's a lot. It could seem like it's overwhelming, but he realized, okay, it's pretty easy. Week 2, true story. Week 2, Ron had 4 initial screens. 4. Remember, Ron had been looking for work for 8 months. Week 2, 4 initial screens. I did prep for him for every single screen, every one. We got on a call. I talked to him. I said, this is what they're going to ask you. This is why. This is what you say. They're going to ask you this. Based on the job description, they're going to want to know this. So I told him everything, okay? Now, Ron went through those interviews, but he applied to another 630 jobs in week 2. So in week 3, Ron had 2 final interviews, and he had 3 more initial interviews. At the end of week 3, he had 2 offers on the table, but he was waiting on final interviews for these other companies. In week 4, listen, week 4, Ron had 4 written offers in his email address. This happens with everybody. Okay? 4 written offers. He decided to take one, and I told him what to say to the other 3. What was the difference? Same guy, same qualifications, same skills, ability, education, and background. Different strategy. What I'm telling you right now is what I tell every single person on the Fast Track program. I had a guy start the Fast Track program last Monday, not this week, but 2 Mondays ago. Wednesday, we completed his onboarding. He started applying to jobs. This week, the guy had 4. He called me on Wednesday and said, I got this email, I got that email, I got this email, I got that email. How do I respond? What, blah, blah, blah. So guess what? The guy got interviews. I'm meeting with him Sunday to go over more interviews. You understand? What's the difference? It's not you. It's the process you're using. You understand? And if you don't change it, nothing's going to change for you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right? I would love to continue to have this conversation with you. I will be going live again tomorrow. I do have to leave because I have a meeting I have to run to. If you are interested in knowing about my Fast Track program, all you have to do is DM me the word Fast Track or email me the word Fast Track. I'll send you the information. I'll send it to you. You can make a decision about what you want to do. I have no expectation that people are going to work for me. If you want me to review your resume for free, I'll respond to it today and tell you, do this, don't do that, change this, change that. There is an option in there for me to do it, but you don't have to use that option. Whether you do or not, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to provide you with the information. So you can email your resume to me if you want me to review your resume for free. Until next time, listen, change your resume, change your job search, learn how to interview properly so you can get higher paying jobs in 30 days or less. It's happening to 30 people every single month on my Fast Track program. Okay? It can happen for you too. You just got to do exactly what they're doing. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.